For e-prescribing of controlled substances to happen, doctors, pharmacies, and EHRs must first update their systems. The requirements for pharmacies are easier, so most of them are ready, but most doctors and their EHRs have some work to do before they are ready. For doctors, the amount of information and misinformation around the e-prescribing of controlled substances is daunting. There's everything from state laws, DEA requirements, and a long list of technology mandates. It's confusing to say the least, even for the people who work on it every day. To cut down on this confusion, Surescripts, the leader in e-prescribing, worked with industry experts to break through the noise and misinformation, to focus on the 4 key areas that are most relevant to doctors. This video will walk you through the 4 required actions needed for your practice to be compliant for electronic prescribing of controlled substances. There are also links to helpful information and tools on this website that will help you complete the required actions. So let's begin. Getting started with the first action step is easy. First, you need to find out if the EHR software version that your practice uses has been certified and approved for the electronic prescribing of controlled substances, commonly referred to as EPCS. You can simply click on this button to find your EHR status, or you can ask your EHR account manager. Once your EHR vendor has updated its software application and has been certified and approved for EPCS, it can be rolled out to your practice. But keep in mind, you won't be able to e-prescribe controlled substances until the remaining action steps have been completed, so keep watching. The second required action step is called identity proofing, which means proving that you are who you say you are. Identity proofing is just like when you go to the DMV to get your driver's license. You need to show proof like a passport, bills, and social security card to verify that you are who you say you are. ID proofing could be done in person or remotely online through companies that work with your EHR. For remote ID proofing, some of the things you may have to do are answer a security question that only you know the answer to, or email a scanned copy of government-issued documents with your photo and a copy of your medical license. Sometimes an electric bill or bank statement is also needed to confirm your address. Check with your EHR to determine if you need to do remote or in-person ID proofing. The third and most challenging required action step is issuing credentials for your two-factor authentication method. Two-factor authentication is something you do every time you withdraw money from your bank's ATM. Your identity is recognized with 2 factors, your card and your PIN. This is designed to make sure only you can take money out of your account. For electronic prescribing of controlled substances, this double-level process ensures that only you can sign and send the controlled substance prescription to the pharmacy. Two-factor authentication is the main difference to your workflow for e-prescribing controlled substances versus non-controlled substances. It can be done in many ways, using devices like mobile phones, smart cards, fob tokens, USB thumb drives, or even biometrics like fingerprint scanners. Once you're set up, doctors say two-factor authentication requires hardly any extra effort and often takes just seconds. Your EHR vendor can give you the guidance you need to get going on the best two-factor authentication methods for your practice. After you complete the first 3 required action steps and your two-factor authentication method has been credentialed, your practice is now ready for the 4th and final action step, setting secure access controls for your EHR e-prescribing software. This has to be set up by 2 separate people. One person needs to be a DEA registrant who has been ID proofed and has their two-factor authentication method in place. This could be you. And the other should be a person who can confirm you are who you say you are, such as your office manager or another member of your practice, though they don't need to be an employee of your practice. This provides a form of checks and balances inside your organization. For more specific information on your application's access control settings, ask your EHR vendor. After completing the 4 required action steps, you will be able to legally transmit electronic prescriptions for controlled substances. Having gotten to this point, you can trust that your EHR application has been certified to digitally sign a prescription for a controlled substance and send it to a pharmacy of the patient's choice. You, your patients, and pharmacists can now enjoy the added convenience, accountability, and security of EPCS. For a quick reference to the information and tips in this video, click the video summary button. And don't forget, there are links to more details and resources. For information specific to your EHR application, always consult with your EHR vendor.